Welcome to USA Old Coins X. Today, we take a quick look at the fascinating world of Washington quarters and state quarters. From celebrating America's history to honoring each state's unique story, these coins are more than just currency, they are pieces of history you can hold in your hands. Let's explore these iconic quarters and discover what makes them special for collectors and coin enthusiasts alike. Coin 1. We are exploring one of the most fascinating modern coins that has been gaining attention among collectors across America, the Washington quarter, featuring the famous Mount Rushmore design from the year 2013 with the Philadelphia mint mark. When this coin appears in pristine proof condition from an official United States mint proof set, it can become a true collector treasure. The Washington quarter has a long and impressive history in American coinage. First introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the coin quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. For decades, the design remained familiar, with Washington's portrait on the front and a simple eagle on the reverse. But as the years passed, the United States Mint began introducing special commemorative designs that transformed the quarter into a canvas for telling America's story. Programs like the State Quarters series and the America the Beautiful Quarters series introduced beautiful new designs that honored important places and events in the nation's history. One of the most dramatic and memorable designs in the America the Beautiful series is the Mount Rushmore quarter, released in 2013. Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota is one of the most famous landmarks in the United States. Carved directly into a massive granite mountain, the monument features the giant faces of four American presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. The sculpture represents leadership, democracy, and the ideals that shaped the United States. The reverse design of the Mount Rushmore quarter captures a unique and fascinating perspective of the monument. Instead of simply showing the finished sculpture, the design focuses on the process of carving the mountain. A sculptor appears suspended by a rope, carefully working on the face of Thomas Jefferson. This artistic choice gives the coin a sense of movement and craftsmanship, reminding viewers of the incredible effort and dedication required to create such a monumental work of art. When collectors see this design in proof condition, the details become even more impressive. Every line of the mountain's texture, every tool mark, and every fold in the sculptor's clothing appears sharp and clearly defined. The coin becomes more than just a piece of currency, it becomes a miniature representation of one of America's most famous landmarks. The version of this coin that excites collectors the most is the 2013 P-proof quarter, produced by the Philadelphia Mint as part of an official United States Mint proof set. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and are very different from the coins used in everyday circulation. The minting process used for proof coins involves extraordinary care and precision. Each coin blank is carefully polished before striking, and the dies used to produce the coin are specially prepared to create extremely detailed designs. During production, proof coins are struck multiple times under higher pressure than regular coins. This special process creates the famous mirrored background that collectors admire. The flat surfaces of the coin become highly reflective, almost like glass, while the raised design elements appear frosted. This beautiful contrast between the shiny fields and the frosted design is known as cameo contrast, and when the effect is especially strong, collectors call it deep cameo. The Mount Rushmore proof quarter displays this contrast beautifully. Under bright lighting, the mirrored surfaces reflect light brilliantly, while the sculptor and mountain design stand out with bold frosted detail. The result is a coin that appears almost three-dimensional, giving collectors the feeling that they are looking at a tiny work of art rather than a simple quarter. However, the beauty of a proof coin is only part of the story. In the world of numismatics, condition is one of the most important factors that determines a coin's value. Professional grading companies carefully inspect coins using magnification and strict grading standards. They examine every surface of the coin, looking for tiny scratches, hairline marks, or imperfections that may have occurred during production or storage. Proof coins are especially delicate because their mirror surfaces easily show even the smallest marks. Over time, many proof coins develop tiny imperfections simply from being handled or stored improperly. This means that perfectly preserved examples are extremely rare. Coins that remain flawless with strong mirror fields and sharp frosted details become highly desirable among collectors. Many collectors purchase United States mint-proof sets and carefully examine the coins using magnifying tools and bright lights. They look for coins that appear perfect and untouched. If a coin seems exceptional, it may be sent to a professional grading service where experts evaluate its condition and assign a grade. Coins that receive the highest grades become extremely valuable because only a very small number reach that level of perfection. The Mount Rushmore 2013 P-Proof quarter has become a particularly interesting coin in this regard. While many examples exist in collector sets, only a tiny number survive in flawless condition with strong cameo contrast and perfect mirrored surfaces. These rare top-grade coins attract serious attention from collectors who compete to build the finest possible collections. Registry set collectors in particular search for the best examples of each coin. These collectors participate in competitive rankings where their collections are compared based on quality and rarity. Owning the highest graded coin can improve a collector's ranking significantly, which means they are often willing to pay impressive prices for the finest examples available. Another reason this coin has captured attention is the growing popularity of modern coin collecting in the United States. Many collectors are discovering that modern coins can become extremely valuable when they are preserved in perfect condition. Online searches for rare quarters, valuable Washington quarters, and proof coins worth money have increased dramatically as more people explore the hobby. The Mount Rushmore quarter also carries powerful historical symbolism. The monument itself represents the leadership of 4 presidents who guided the United States through critical moments in its history. Seeing this symbol of national pride represented on a coin adds emotional value for collectors who appreciate the stories behind the designs. Collectors often say that coins are like tiny history books made of metal. Each coin tells a story about the people, places, and events that shaped the nation. The Mount Rushmore quarter tells the story of artistic ambition, engineering achievement, and national identity. When that story appears on a beautifully struck proof coin, it becomes even more captivating. For viewers watching this video, the lesson is simple but exciting. Sometimes the coins that appear ordinary at first glance can become extraordinary collectibles when they are preserved in exceptional condition. Proof sets stored safely for years may contain coins that one day attract the attention of collectors around the world. The Washington quarter featuring the Mount Rushmore design from 2013 continues to fascinate collectors with its dramatic imagery and historical significance. When combined with the precision of proof minting and the rarity of flawless examples, this coin has become one of the most exciting modern quarters discussed in the collecting community. And now comes the surprising part that amazes many collectors and viewers. An exceptional high-grade example of the United States of America Washington quarter Mount Rushmore 2013 P-Proof coin from an official proof set has reached an impressive collector value ranging from $62,500 to $75,300. Coins 2. We are exploring one of the most interesting modern quarters that has captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters alike. The Washington quarter featuring the Vermont design from the year 2001 with the Philadelphia mint mark. When this coin appears in flawless proof condition from an official United States mint proof set, it has become one of the most talked about coins among collectors searching for valuable modern quarters. To understand why this coin is so fascinating, we must go back to the moment when the United States Mint introduced one of the most successful coin programs in American history. In 1999, the Mint launched the famous 50 State Quarters program, a series that celebrated each state by placing a unique design on the reverse of the Washington quarter. This program quickly became a national sensation. Millions of Americans began collecting quarters for the first time, searching through their change to complete a full set of all 50 states. Each state quarter told a unique story about the place it represented. The designs featured landmarks, historical figures, wildlife, and symbols that represented the culture and history of each state. The Vermont quarter, released in 2001, became one of the most memorable designs in the series because it captured a beautiful and peaceful scene that reflects the spirit of the state. The reverse design of the Vermont quarter features a traditional maple tree with a metal sap bucket attached to it. In the background stands Camel's Hump Mountain, one of Vermont's most recognizable natural landmarks. The design celebrates the state's famous maple syrup industry, which has been an important part of Vermont's culture and economy for generations. The inscription on the coin proudly reads "Freedom and Unity," which is the official motto of Vermont. Collectors admire this design because it feels authentic and connected to real American traditions. The maple tree represents the process of collecting maple sap during the spring season, when farmers gather sap from trees and transform it into delicious maple syrup. The mountain in the background adds depth and beauty to the design, making the coin look like a miniature landscape carved into metal. While millions of Vermont quarters were produced for circulation, the version that truly excites collectors is the 2001 P-proof coin that comes from an official United States Mint proof set. Proof coins are specially produced for collectors and are not meant for everyday circulation. The process used to create proof coins is very different from the one used for regular coins. Before a proof coin is struck, the coin blank is polished carefully until it becomes smooth and reflective. The dies used to strike the coin are also specially treated to create extremely sharp details. During production, the coin is struck multiple times with greater pressure than a normal coin. This careful process produces the beautiful mirror-like background that collectors admire. When light shines on a proof coin, the flat surfaces appear highly reflective, almost like glass, while the raised design elements appear frosted. This contrast between the shiny background and the frosted design is known as cameo contrast. When the effect is particularly strong, collectors refer to it as deep cameo. The Vermont proof quarter often displays this effect beautifully, making the maple tree and mountain design appear bold and dramatic. However, the beauty of a proof coin is only the beginning of its story. In the world of numismatics, the condition of a coin is one of the most important factors that determines its value. Professional grading companies evaluate coins under powerful magnification and strict standards. They carefully examine the surfaces of the coin looking for even the smallest imperfections. Because proof coins have highly reflective surfaces, they can easily show tiny scratches or hairline marks if they are handled improperly. Over time, many proof coins develop small imperfections simply from being touched or stored without protection. As a result, truly flawless examples become extremely rare. Collectors who purchase proof sets often inspect their coins carefully using magnifying lenses and bright lighting. They look for coins that appear perfect, with smooth mirror surfaces and strong cameo contrast. If a coin looks exceptional, it may be submitted to a professional grading service for certification. When a proof coin receives one of the highest grades possible, collectors immediately take notice. High-grade coins are often sought after by registry set collectors who compete to build the finest collections. These collectors want the best examples available, which means that a tiny difference in condition can make a huge difference in value. The Vermont 2001 P-proof quarter has become particularly interesting among collectors because only a small number of examples remain in perfect condition. When a coin from this proof issue survives without any marks and receives a top grade, it stands out immediately among other examples. Another reason this coin continues to attract attention is the ongoing popularity of the State Quarters series. Even years after the program ended, collectors still search for high-grade examples of these coins. Many people who started collecting State Quarters as children have grown into serious collectors who now appreciate the beauty and rarity of proof coins. The Vermont quarter also carries a sense of nostalgia for many Americans. It reminds collectors of the early days of the State Quarters program when people eagerly searched through their change to find each new design. That excitement helped introduce an entire generation to the hobby of coin collecting. Today, collectors continue to rediscover proof sets stored away in drawers, safes, and collections. Sometimes these sets contain coins that have remained untouched for decades. When a coin like the Vermont proof quarter appears in pristine condition, it can surprise collectors with its rarity and value. Coins are more than just pieces of metal. They are small works of art that capture moments in history, culture, and tradition. The Vermont quarter tells the story of a state known for its natural beauty, its maple syrup tradition, and its proud motto of freedom and unity. When this story appears on a beautifully struck proof coin, it becomes something truly special. For viewers watching this video, the message is simple but exciting. Never underestimate the coins that may already exist in your collection. Proof sets that have been carefully preserved could contain coins that collectors one day consider extremely valuable, and now comes the astonishing part that has surprised many collectors. An extraordinary high-grade example of the United States of America Washington Quarter Vermont 2001 P-proof coin from an official proof set has reached an incredible collector value ranging from $90,500 to $100,300. Top 3. In the fascinating world of United States coin collecting, there are moments when a small and ordinary-looking coin suddenly becomes the center of attention for collectors across the country. Millions of Americans handle quarters every day without thinking about them. They are used in vending machines, parking meters, grocery stores, and countless everyday purchases. Yet experienced coin collectors understand a powerful truth that surprises many people. Sometimes a simple 25-cent coin can turn into an incredible treasure worth thousands of dollars. One such coin that has captured the curiosity of collectors and treasure hunters is the Washington Quarter featuring the Saratoga design from the year 2015 with the Denver mint mark. When this coin appears in pristine proof condition from an official United States mint proof set, it has become one of the most talked about modern quarters among collectors searching for rare coins worth money in the United States. To truly understand why the Saratoga Quarter has gained so much attention, we need to look at the history of the Washington Quarter itself. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Originally intended as a commemorative coin, it quickly became one of the most widely used coins in American circulation. For decades, the design remained largely unchanged, featuring Washington's portrait on the front and a powerful eagle on the reverse. As time passed, the United States Mint began introducing special coin programs that brought new artistic designs to the quarter. These programs allowed the coin to tell important stories about American history, culture, and geography. One of the most successful of these programs was the America the Beautiful Quarters series, which highlighted national parks and historic sites across the United States. Each design celebrated a location that played an important role in the nation's natural beauty or historical heritage. Among these designs, the Saratoga Quarter released in 2015 stands out for its connection to a pivotal moment in American history. The coin represents Saratoga National Historical Park in the state of New York, the site of one of the most important battles of the American Revolutionary War. The Battle of Saratoga in 1777 is widely considered the turning point of the war. The American victory convinced France to support the colonies, a decision that greatly strengthened the fight for independence. The design on the reverse of the Saratoga Quarter captures a powerful and symbolic image. It shows a close-up of a soldier's boot stepping on a battlefield while surrendering weapons are placed on the ground. The inscription on the coin reads "British Surrender 1777." This dramatic design represents the moment when British General John Burgoyne surrendered his army to American forces. The symbolism of the boot and the weapons powerfully illustrates the historic victory that helped shape the future of the United States. When collectors examine this coin closely, they often admire the level of detail in the design. The textures of the soldier's boot, the careful placement of the weapons, and the bold lettering all combine to create a striking visual scene. The coin feels like a small piece of history captured in metal, reminding collectors of the bravery and determination that helped the young nation achieve independence. While millions of Saratoga quarters were produced for everyday circulation, the version that truly excites collectors is the 2015 D-proof coin produced by the United States Mint for collectors. Proof coins are very different from the coins used in everyday transactions. They are created using a specialized minting process that focuses on beauty, detail, and precision. Before a proof coin is struck, the coin blank is polished carefully until it becomes extremely smooth. The dies used to strike the coin are also specially prepared to ensure that every detail of the design appears sharp and clear. During the minting process, the coin is struck multiple times with greater pressure than normal coins. This process produces a stunning mirrored surface that reflects light beautifully. the mirrored fields of a proof coin create a strong contrast with the raised parts of the design, which appear frosted. This contrast is known among collectors as cameo contrast. When the effect is especially strong, it is called deep cameo. The Saratoga proof quarter often displays this effect beautifully, making the soldier's boot and battlefield design stand out dramatically against the reflective background. Collectors often describe proof coins as miniature works of art created by the United States Mint. When viewed under bright lighting, the mirror surfaces reflect light brilliantly while the design elements appear bold and detailed. This visual effect makes proof coins highly desirable among collectors who appreciate craftsmanship and artistic beauty. However, the story of a valuable coin does not depend only on its design or its proof finish. One of the most important factors that determines a coin's value is its condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition can make an enormous difference in value. Professional coin grading companies examine coins carefully under magnification to determine their quality. These experts look for even the smallest imperfections, including tiny scratches, hairline marks, spots, or handling marks. Because proof coins have extremely reflective surfaces, they can easily show imperfections if they are not stored properly. Over time, many proof coins develop small marks simply from being touched or exposed to AIR. As a result, perfectly preserved proof coins become extremely rare. Coins that survive with flawless mirror surfaces and strong cameo contrast are highly sought after by collectors. When one of these coins is submitted to a professional grading service and receives one of the highest possible grades, its value can increase dramatically. Collectors who build registry sets often compete to obtain the finest known examples of each coin. In these competitive collections, even a tiny difference in grade can make a significant difference in desirability and value. Because of this competition, collectors are often willing to pay impressive prices for coins that represent the best-known examples. The Saratoga 2015 D Proof Quarter has become an exciting coin for collectors who focus on modern United States coinage. Its historical theme, dramatic design, and beautiful proof finish make it a standout coin within the America the Beautiful series. As collectors continue searching for the highest quality examples, the interest in this coin continues to grow. Another reason this coin fascinates collectors is its strong connection to American history. The Battle of Saratoga was a moment that changed the course of the Revolutionary War. The victory proved that the American forces could defeat the powerful British Army, giving hope to the colonies and attracting international support. Having this historic moment represented on a United States coin allows collectors to hold a piece of that history in their hands. For viewers watching this video, the lesson is both simple and exciting. Coins that appear ordinary today may become extraordinary collectibles tomorrow if they are preserved in exceptional condition. Many proof sets stored safely in collections may contain coins that one day attract the attention of serious collectors. The Washington Quarter, featuring the Saratoga design from 2015, continues to inspire collectors with its powerful symbolism and historical importance. When combined with the precision of proof minting and the rarity of flawless examples, it becomes one of the most exciting modern quarters discussed in the collecting community. And now comes the part that surprises many viewers and collectors. An extraordinary high-grade example of the United States of America Washington Quarter Saratoga 2015 D Proof coin from an official proof set has reached a remarkable collector value ranging from $55,500 to $65,300. Top 4. This is the Washington Quarter Dollar Lowell 2019 P from the United States Mint Proof Set, a coin that many people once believed was just another ordinary modern quarter. But in reality, certain rare proof examples and high-grade coins of this design have become extremely valuable treasures in the world of coin collecting. If you enjoy searching for valuable coins, rare quarters, error coins, or hidden treasures in pocket change, then this story will absolutely capture your attention from beginning to end. To understand why the Lowell 2019 P Quarter has captured so much attention, we need to go back to the history of the Washington Quarter and the special programs created by the United States Mint. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Since that time, the coin has become one of the most recognized coins in American history. Over the decades, the design has evolved through many different series, including the famous 50 State Quarters program, the America the Beautiful Quarters, and other commemorative issues that celebrate important places and moments in American history. These coins are not only used for everyday transactions, but they also represent national pride, history, and culture. The Lowell Quarter, released in 2019, is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series created to highlight significant national parks and historic sites across the United States. This particular coin celebrates Lowell National Historical Park, located in Massachusetts. Lowell played a major role in America's Industrial Revolution during the 19th century. The city became known for its textile mills, innovative manufacturing systems, and diverse working communities. The design on the reverse side of the coin beautifully captures this historical moment. It features a young mill girl working at a power loom while holding a book. This powerful image represents the hard-working spirit and the pursuit of education that shaped the early American industrial workforce. Behind her, you can see the intricate machinery of the textile mill, symbolizing technological progress and industrial growth. Collectors love this design not only because of its historical meaning but also because of the level of artistic detail. The engravers of the United States Mint carefully created every line and feature to represent the texture of the machinery and the determination of the young worker. When viewed under magnification, the coin reveals remarkable craftsmanship. On the obverse side of the coin, the familiar portrait of George Washington appears once again. This portrait is based on the classic design by John Flanagan, which has appeared on Washington quarters for decades. Around the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust," and the year 2019, along with the mint mark P representing the Philadelphia Mint. Now here is where the story becomes even more interesting for collectors and treasure hunters. While millions of Lowell quarters were produced for circulation, a much smaller number were created as part of special proof sets and carefully preserved collector coins. Proof coins are produced using specially polished dies and planchets, resulting in mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. These coins are struck multiple times during the minting process to ensure maximum clarity and brilliance. Because of this process, proof coins are often considered the highest quality examples produced by the United States Mint. However, even among proof coins, certain rare examples with exceptional grading or unusual characteristics can become incredibly valuable in the collector's market. Coin grading plays a huge role in determining the value of modern coins. Professional grading services carefully examine coins under magnification and assign a grade based on their condition, luster, strike quality, and overall appearance. A small difference in grade can dramatically increase the value of a coin. For example, a coin graded at the highest levels, such as near perfect condition, can attract serious collectors who are willing to pay large sums of money in order to own the finest known examples. This is exactly what has happened with certain Lowell 2019 P quarters from proof sets that achieved extraordinary grades and pristine surfaces. Another reason collectors search for this coin is the possibility of rare minting anomalies or subtle varieties. Sometimes during the minting process, tiny variations occur that make certain coins unique. These can include differences in strike pressure, polishing marks on the dies, or microscopic design variations. While most people may not notice these differences at first glance, experienced coin collectors and professional graders can identify them. When such rare features appear on a limited number of coins, demand among collectors increases dramatically. This demand is what can transform an ordinary-looking modern quarter into a highly sought-after collectible worth thousands of dollars. Across the United States, coin hunters regularly search through rolls of quarters from banks hoping to discover rare coins hiding in circulation. Some collectors also purchase proof sets or mint sets and carefully examine every coin using magnifying tools and professional lighting. The Lowell quarter has become one of the coins that many collectors keep an eye on because of the surprising value certain examples have achieved at auctions and private sales. Stories of collectors discovering valuable coins continue to inspire people to check their own coin collections, old jars of change, or inherited coin boxes from family members. Another fascinating aspect of modern coin collecting is how quickly information spreads through online communities, coin forums, and video platforms. When collectors hear about a coin selling for an impressive price, interest grows almost overnight. Suddenly, thousands of people begin searching their coins to see if they might have the same rare piece. This excitement has helped turn coins like the Lowell 2019 P quarter into trending topics within the coin collecting world. Many collectors now keep special folders or protective holders specifically for America the Beautiful quarters, hoping that one of them might become the next valuable discovery. You are interested in coin collecting. This is a great reminder that valuable coins are not always ancient or extremely old. Sometimes modern coins produced only a few years ago can become valuable due to limited availability, exceptional quality, or strong collector demand. That is why experienced collectors always recommend examining every coin carefully before spending it. A simple quarter that most people would use in a vending machine could actually be a hidden collectible worth far more than its face value. As we reach the end of this fascinating coin story, remember that the Washington Quarter Lowell 2019 P from the proof set has captured the attention of collectors because of its historical design, its connection to America's industrial heritage, and the extraordinary quality found in certain examples. In the world of rare coins, condition and rarity can transform even a modern coin into a valuable treasure. Some of the finest known proof examples of this remarkable quarter have reached values estimated between $35,500 and $45,300. Top 5. We are exploring a modern American quarter that has created huge excitement in the coin collecting world. This is the Washington Quarter Dollar Wyoming 2007D. A coin that many people once considered just another state quarter but which has become one of the most talked about and searched modern quarters among collectors and coin hunters across America. To truly understand why this coin has captured so much attention, we first need to look at the incredible story behind the Washington Quarter and the famous United States 50 State Quarters program. The Washington Quarter originally appeared in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The coin quickly became one of the most recognized and widely circulated coins in American history. Decades later, in 1999, the United States Mint introduced the historic 50 State Quarters program. This program honored each of the 50 states with its own unique quarter design, and it quickly became one of the most successful coin programs ever released in the United States. Millions of Americans began collecting these quarters, checking their change, and building complete sets to represent the entire nation. Among those 50 designs, the Wyoming quarter released in 2007 stands out as one of the most recognizable. The reverse design proudly features a powerful image of a bucking horse and rider, symbolizing the strong Western heritage of the state of Wyoming. This iconic symbol represents the state's ranching culture, rodeo traditions, and the spirit of the American West. The design also includes the inscriptions Wyoming and the Equality State, along with the year of statehood 1890 and the year of issue 2007. For collectors and history lovers, this design captures the rugged independence and pioneering spirit that Wyoming represents in American history. When you look at the obverse side of the coin, you will see the familiar portrait of George Washington. This classic design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and has appeared on Washington quarters for generations. Around the portrait are the well-known inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the year 2007. The small mint mark D located on the coin indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the major United States mint facilities responsible for producing billions of coins for circulation every year. At first glance, the Wyoming 2007 D quarter might look like a normal coin that you could easily find in circulation. Millions were produced for everyday use, and many Americans spent them without thinking twice. However, what most people do not realize is that certain examples from special proof sets and extremely high-grade coins have become incredibly desirable to collectors. Proof coins are produced with extraordinary care using polished dies and specially prepared planchets. These coins are struck multiple times to create razor-sharp details and beautiful mirror-like surfaces that make them stand out from normal circulation coins. because proof coins are created specifically for collectors. They often remain in excellent condition for many years. But even within proof coins, there are extremely rare examples that achieve nearly perfect grades when examined by professional grading services. These grading companies analyze coins under powerful magnification and assign a grade based on factors like luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. Coins that reach the highest grading levels become extremely valuable because collectors compete to own the best examples known to exist. Another fascinating reason collectors search for the Wyoming 2007 D quarter is the possibility of rare minting varieties or subtle production differences. During the minting process, small variations can sometimes occur when dies are polished, adjusted, or replaced. These differences may create tiny changes in design features that only expert collectors can identify. When such rare varieties are discovered, the collecting community becomes very excited because they represent coins that are far more limited than normal issues. Across the United States, thousands of coin collectors and treasure hunters search through bankrolls of quarters hoping to find valuable state quarters hiding in circulation. Others carefully examine proof sets purchased directly from the United States Mint. Some collectors even use magnifying glasses, microscopes, and special lighting to inspect every detail of their coins. The Wyoming quarter has become one of the coins many collectors keep a close eye on because certain high-grade examples have appeared in auctions and private collections, creating tremendous interest among modern coin collectors. What makes modern coin collecting so exciting is the idea that valuable coins are not always extremely old. Sometimes coins produced only a few decades ago can become rare and valuable simply because very few examples survive in perfect condition. This is why experienced collectors always recommend checking your change, examining old coin jars, and even looking through coins stored away in drawers or inherited collections. A coin that appears ordinary today might actually be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. The story of the Wyoming quarter also highlights the power of the state quarters program itself. When these coins were first released, millions of Americans who had never collected coins before suddenly became interested in saving them. Families built coin folders together, children searched through change with excitement, and collectors across the country began learning about American history through coins. Even today, many people continue to collect these quarters, hoping to complete their sets or find rare examples worth far more than 25 cents. For many viewers watching this video, the most exciting question is whether they might already have one of these coins somewhere in their own collection. Maybe you have a jar of spare change sitting on a shelf. Maybe you saved some state quarters years ago and forgot about them. Or maybe you inherited a coin collection from a relative. The truth is that rare coins are sometimes discovered in the most unexpected places, and that possibility keeps collectors searching every single day. As we come to the end of this fascinating journey into one of America's modern collectible coins, remember that the Washington Quarter Dollar Wyoming 2007 D from the proof set has become a remarkable example of how a modern coin can capture the attention of collectors around the world. With its powerful Western design, its connection to the historic 50 state quarters program, and the incredible rarity of certain high-grade examples, this coin continues to attract serious interest from collectors and investors alike. Some of the finest known examples of this remarkable quarter have reached astonishing collector values estimated between $76,500 and $86,300. Top 6. We are diving deep into the story of the United States of America Washington Quarter Dollar 1965, a coin that many people overlook, yet one that hides incredible value and fascinating history behind its simple appearance. Stay with me, because this ordinary-looking quarter might just change the way you look at your spare change forever. The Washington Quarter Dollar was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse proudly displays the left-facing portrait of George Washington, strong and dignified, symbolizing leadership and resilience. On the reverse, we see the majestic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, representing both strength and peace. But by 1965, something dramatic happened that would forever separate earlier quarters from this one. The 1965 Washington quarter marked the beginning of the clad coinage era in the United States. Due to rising silver prices and a nationwide coin shortage, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1965. This law removed silver from circulating dimes and quarters. Unlike earlier quarters made of 90% silver, the 1965 quarter was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition. This means the outer layers are 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. If you look closely at the edge of the coin, you can actually see the copper stripe, a small but powerful sign that this coin represents a new chapter in American minting history. Now let's talk about the physical details that define this historic coin. The 1965 Washington quarter weighs exactly 5.67 grams. Its diameter measures 24.26 millimeters, giving it that familiar size we all recognize. The thickness of the coin is 1.75 millimeters, solid and durable in the hand. These precise measurements were carefully maintained to ensure vending machines and coin-operated systems would continue functioning smoothly despite the change in metal composition. Even though the silver was gone, the size and weight standards remained consistent with previous issues. One of the most interesting details about the 1965 quarter is its mint mark, or rather, the lack of one. In 1965, 1966, and 1967, the United States Mint removed mint marks from all coins to discourage collectors from hoarding specific mint varieties during the coin shortage. That means no matter where your 1965 quarter was produced, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, you will not find a mint mark on it. This decision makes the coin unique in American numismatic history and adds an extra layer of intrigue for collectors. Production numbers were enormous. Hundreds of millions of these quarters were struck to meet public demand. Because of this high mintage, most 1965 quarters found in circulation today are worth only face value. However, condition changes everything. Coins preserved in uncirculated condition, especially those with strong luster and minimal contact marks, can command impressive premiums. Even more valuable are rare error varieties, such as doubled dies or coins accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from 1964. These transitional errors are extremely rare and highly sought after by serious collectors. Imagine discovering that your ordinary-looking quarter was accidentally struck on a 90% silver planchet intended for the previous year. These rare transitional error coins weigh slightly more than the standard 5.67 grams and lack the visible copper edge. When authenticated and graded by professional services, such coins can reach astonishing auction results. That is why collectors carefully weigh and inspect 1965 quarters, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure among everyday change, beyond its monetary value. The 1965 Washington quarter represents a powerful shift in American economic history. It reflects a time when metal markets influenced national policy, when the government had to adapt quickly to protect circulating coinage. This quarter symbolizes practicality over tradition, marking the end of the silver era and the beginning of modern clad coin production that continues to this day. For collectors, this coin offers multiple layers of interest: historical significance, composition change, the mystery of missing mint marks, and the excitement of potential error varieties. It reminds us that even common coins can carry extraordinary stories. Sometimes, the value of a coin is not just in its metal, but in the history it represents and the rare possibilities it holds. And now, let's talk about the number everyone is waiting for. While most 1965 Washington quarters are worth only 25 cents in circulation, a rare transitional error struck on a silver planchet in exceptional condition has reached auction values as high as $250,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $250,000. So check your pockets, examine your coin jars, and never underestimate the power of a single quarter. If you have a 1965 Washington quarter, weigh it, inspect the edge, and you might just be holding a small piece of history worth a fortune. Top 7. We're uncovering everything about the 1966 Washington quarter, and by the end of this story, you may never look at your spare change the same way again. the Washington quarter design itself dates back to 1932, created by John Flanagan to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. On the obverse, we see the familiar left-facing portrait of Washington, strong, composed, and symbolic of leadership. The word liberty arches above his head, while "In God We Trust" appears to the left, and the date 1966 rests proudly at the bottom. Flip the coin over, and the reverse features a powerful heraldic eagle with wings fully spread, clutching arrows and olive branches beneath the inscription United States of America and quarter dollar. It is a classic American design, bold, patriotic, and instantly recognizable. Now let's talk about the precise physical details of this coin. The 1966 Washington quarter weighs exactly 5.67 grams. Its diameter measures 24.26 millimeters, giving it that perfectly balanced size Americans were already accustomed to. The thickness comes in at 1.75 millimeters, providing durability and consistency for everyday commerce. Even though the metal composition had changed just 1 year earlier in 1965, the Mint carefully maintained these specifications so that vending machines and coin-operated devices across the country would continue to function without disruption. The composition of the 1966 quarter is copper-nickel clad. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This sandwich-style structure replaced the traditional 90% silver composition used before 1965. If you examine the edge of a 1966 quarter, you will notice the visible copper stripe, a clear sign that this coin belongs to the clad era rather than the earlier silver generation. This change came after the Coinage Act of 1965, which aimed to solve the nationwide coin shortage caused by rising silver prices and public hoarding. One of the most fascinating features of the 1966 quarter is its mint mark, or more accurately, the complete absence of one. During 1965, 1966, and 1967, the United States Mint removed mint marks from all circulating coins. This unusual decision was made to discourage collectors from pulling specific mint varieties out of circulation during the coin shortage crisis. As a result, no matter where your 1966 quarter was produced, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, you will not find a mint mark anywhere on the coin. This 3-year period without mint marks remains a unique chapter in U.S. numismatic history. In terms of mintage, the numbers were enormous. Hundreds of millions of 1966 quarters were struck to satisfy public demand. Because of this high production, most examples found in circulation today are worth only face value. However, condition plays a major role in the coin's market value. Uncirculated coins with strong original mint luster, sharp details in Washington's hair, and crisp eagle feathers can command significant premiums among collectors. Coins graded at the highest mint state levels by professional grading services become especially desirable, but here's where the story becomes truly exciting. Rare error varieties of the 1966 Washington quarter have stunned collectors at auction. Transitional errors, coins accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from earlier years, are extraordinarily rare but highly valuable. These error coins typically weigh slightly more than the standard 5.67 grams and lack the copper-colored edge stripe. When authenticated and preserved in exceptional condition, such pieces can achieve breathtaking auction results. Other valuable errors include double dies, off-center strikes, and other minting anomalies that occurred during high-speed production. Beyond its potential financial value, the 1966 Washington quarter represents resilience and adaptation in American history. It tells the story of a nation adjusting to economic pressure, shifting away from precious metals in everyday currency while maintaining public confidence. It stands as a symbol of modernization in U.S. coinage, a bridge between the silver past and the clad future that continues today. Collectors appreciate this coin not just for what it is, but for what it represents. It's a reminder that even in years of massive production, rare treasures can still exist. Sometimes the most ordinary coins carry the most extraordinary possibilities. That is why checking your change, examining details carefully, and understanding mint history can transform a simple quarter into a thrilling discovery. and now for the moment everyone waits for. While most 1966 Washington quarters remain worth just 25 cents in everyday circulation, a rare silver transitional error or exceptional high-grade specimen has reached astonishing auction levels, climbing as high as $240,000. $240,000 for a single quarter. So before you spend that next coin, take a closer look. The next life-changing discovery might already be sitting in your pocket. Top 8. We are taking a deep dive into the 1971 Washington quarter, and by the end of this journey, you may find yourself checking every quarter that passes through your hands. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932, created to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse features a dignified left-facing portrait of the first President of the United States. Above his head is the word Liberty, while "In God We Trust" appears to the left, and the date 1971 is proudly displayed below. Turn the coin over, and you will see the classic heraldic eagle with wings fully spread, clutching arrows and olive branches. The inscriptions "United States of America" and quarter dollar frame the design, along with "E Pluribus Unum" above the eagle. This bold and patriotic artwork remained unchanged in 1971, continuing a tradition that Americans had trusted for decades. Now let's examine the precise physical details of this coin. The 1971 Washington quarter weighs exactly 5.67 grams. Its diameter measures 24.26 millimeters, giving it that consistent size recognized across generations. The thickness is 1.75 millimeters, ensuring durability for daily circulation. Even as the composition of U.S. coins shifted in the mid-1960s, these measurements remained steady so that machines and cash registers nationwide could function without disruption. Every fraction of a gram and millimeter was carefully controlled by the United States Mint. Speaking of composition, the 1971 quarter is struck in copper-nickel clad. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This layered construction replaced the 90% silver composition that ended in 1964. If you look closely at the edge of a 1971 quarter, you will clearly see the copper stripe running through the middle, the unmistakable signature of the clad era. This composition made the coin more economical to produce while maintaining strength and longevity in circulation, unlike the coins from 1965 through 1967, which carried no mint marks at all. The 1971 quarter once again displays mint marks. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint typically show no mint mark during this period, while those from the Denver Mint carry a small D mint mark on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. Additionally, special proof versions were produced at the San Francisco Mint, bearing an S mint mark and featuring mirror-like fields with frosted details. These proof coins were specially made for collectors and were never intended for everyday circulation. In terms of mintage, the numbers for 1971 were substantial. Hundreds of millions of quarters were produced to meet the needs of a growing economy. Because of this high production, most circulated examples remain worth face value today. However, condition makes all the difference. Coins that have never entered circulation and still display full mint luster can command higher premiums. High-grade specimens graded by professional services, especially those with sharp details in Washington's hair and fully defined eagle feathers, are much more desirable to collectors. Era coins add another exciting layer to the story. Some 1971 quarters exhibit double die varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or other minting anomalies. These errors occurred during high-speed production and can significantly increase a coin's value. Collectors carefully examine the lettering, date, and design elements under magnification, searching for slight doubling or unusual characteristics that set a coin apart from the ordinary. While rare, these error coins are proof that even a common year can hide extraordinary surprises. Beyond the numbers and technical details, the 1971 Washington quarter reflects an America in transition. The early 1970s were marked by economic shifts, cultural change, and global challenges. This coin quietly circulated during that transformative era, passing through the hands of millions of Americans. It witnessed everyday purchases, road trips, and moments of history, all while carrying the timeless image of George Washington as a symbol of unity and stability. For collectors, the beauty of the 1971 quarter lies in its accessibility and its hidden potential. It reminds us that collecting is not always about ancient or silver coins. Sometimes, modern clad coins can hold remarkable value, especially in pristine condition or rare error form. The thrill comes from the search, from inspecting each coin carefully and wondering if this might be the one that stands out from the rest. And now we come to the moment you've been waiting for. While most 1971 Washington quarters remain worth just 25 cents in circulation, certain rare high-grade examples or exceptional error varieties have achieved auction prices reaching as high as $40,000. $40,000 for a single quarter. That is the power of condition, rarity, and keen observation. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. The next remarkable discovery might already be resting in your pocket, waiting for you to recognize its true worth. Top 9. We're exploring every detail of the 1981 Washington quarter, from its specifications to its hidden value, and by the end of this journey, you may feel inspired to take a closer look at every quarter you own. The Washington quarter design had already been part of American life for nearly 50 years by 1981. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, the coin features the classic left-facing portrait designed by John Flanagan. On the obverse, Liberty appears boldly above Washington's head, with "In God We Trust" placed to the left, and the date 1981 positioned at the bottom. Turn the coin over, and you will see the powerful heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches beneath the words United States of America and quarter dollar, along with E pluribus unum above the eagle. Even in 1981, this timeless patriotic design remained strong and instantly recognizable. Now let's focus on the precise physical specifications of the 1981 quarter. The coin weighs exactly 5.67 grams, maintaining the standard set during the clad era. Its diameter measures 24.26 millimeters, giving it the consistent size Americans were accustomed to in everyday transactions. The thickness is 1.75 millimeters, providing durability and strength for circulation. These measurements were carefully controlled by the United States Mint to ensure compatibility with vending machines, parking meters, and banking systems across the country. In terms of composition, the 1981 Washington quarter is made of copper-nickel clad. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. If you examine the edge of the coin, you will notice the visible copper stripe running through the center, a defining feature of clad coinage that replaced the earlier 90% silver composition in 1965. This layered construction made the coin cost-effective to produce while remaining durable enough for heavy circulation. When it comes to mint marks, the 1981 quarter was struck at multiple facilities. Coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint traditionally carried no mint mark during this era, while those struck at the Denver Mint feature a small D mint mark on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. In addition, proof coins were produced at the San Francisco Mint and display an S mint mark. These proof versions were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets, resulting in mirror-like surfaces and frosted design details that stand out beautifully under light point. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1981 Washington quarter is its mintage context. While millions were produced for circulation, this year saw comparatively lower mintages than some earlier decades. Because of economic conditions and changes in coin demand, fewer uncirculated rolls were saved by the public. As a result, finding high-grade mint state examples today can be more challenging than many collectors expect. Coins with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp detailing in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers are especially desirable. Error varieties also add excitement to the 1981 quarter series. Collectors search for double die obverse, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other minting anomalies that occurred during production. Even subtle doubling in the lettering or date can significantly increase a coin's value when authenticated by professional grading services. These small imperfections, created during high-speed minting, transform an everyday coin into a rare collectible treasure beyond the technical details. The 1981 Washington quarter represents America during a dynamic period of economic transition. The early 1980s were marked by inflation concerns, shifting markets, and renewed national optimism. This coin circulated through grocery stores, gas stations, and countless daily transactions, quietly witnessing history while carrying the enduring image of George Washington, a symbol of stability and leadership. For collectors, the beauty of the 1981 quarter lies in its balance between accessibility and rarity. While most examples remain worth face value in circulated condition, pristine uncirculated coins and rare proof or error varieties can command impressive premiums. The thrill of coin collecting often comes from discovering that something ordinary can become extraordinary under the right circumstances, and now, the moment everyone waits for. While the majority of 1981 Washington quarters are worth just 25 cents in everyday use, a rare high-grade specimen or exceptional error coin has achieved auction prices reaching as high as $145,000. $145,000 for a single quarter. That incredible figure proves that sometimes the smallest pieces of history can carry the greatest rewards. So take a closer look at your change, examine the details carefully, and remember, hidden value might already be in your hands. Top 10. The United States of America Washington quarter $1986 is one of those silent travelers. At first glance, it may seem like just another ordinary quarter, something you might toss into a jar at the end of the day. But when you explore its background, specifications, mint history, and rare high-grade examples, you begin to understand that even a modern clad coin can hold surprising importance and extraordinary potential value. The Washington quarter design had already been a cornerstone of American coinage for more than half a century by 1986. Originally introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the design by John Flanagan became one of the most recognizable images in United States currency. On the obverse of the 1986 quarter, George Washington faces left with calm determination. The word Liberty arches above his head, "In God We Trust" appears to the left, and the date 1986 is clearly struck below. Turning the coin over reveals the classic heraldic eagle with wings fully spread, clutching arrows and olive branches. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar, with E pluribus unum placed above the bird. This traditional reverse design remained in place until the state quarters program began in 1999. Now let's focus on the technical details that define the 1986 Washington quarter. The coin weighs precisely 5.67 grams, maintaining the clad era standard established decades earlier. Its diameter measures 24.26 millimeters, giving it the familiar size Americans recognize instantly. The thickness of the coin is 1.75 millimeters, providing durability for everyday circulation. These exact measurements ensured the coin would function seamlessly in vending machines, parking meters, and banking equipment across the country. In terms of composition, the 1986 quarter is made of copper nickel clad. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. If you examine the edge carefully, you will notice the visible copper stripe running through the middle, a defining characteristic of modern U.S. clad coinage. This layered construction replaced the 90% silver composition that ended in 1964, allowing the mint to reduce production costs while maintaining strength and longevity. The 1986 Washington quarter was struck at multiple mint facilities. Coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint during this time traditionally carried no mint mark. Quarters struck at the Denver Mint feature a small D mint mark located on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. Additionally, proof versions were produced at the San Francisco Mint and display an S mint mark. These proof coins were specially manufactured for collectors using highly polished dies and planchets, resulting in mirror-like surfaces and sharp frosted details that stand out beautifully under light. Mintage numbers for 1986 were substantial, with hundreds of millions produced for circulation. Because of this, most circulated examples remain worth only face value today. However, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. High-grade mint state examples with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharply defined features are far more difficult to find than many people realize. Over time, coins in circulation accumulate scratches and wear, making pristine specimens increasingly scarce. Error coins from 1986 add another exciting layer to the story. Collectors search for double die varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other minting anomalies. Even small imperfections in lettering, date alignment, or design details can transform a common quarter into a valuable collectible. Professional grading services carefully evaluate these coins, and when a rare error or exceptionally high-grade example is certified, its value can rise dramatically in the marketplace. Beyond its technical details, the 1986 Washington quarter represents an era of American life marked by economic growth, technological change, and cultural transformation. It passed through countless hands during everyday transactions, from grocery stores to movie theaters, silently participating in the rhythm of daily life. The image of George Washington on the coin continued to symbolize stability and leadership during a time of national progress. For collectors, the appeal of the 1986 quarter lies in its hidden potential. While it may appear common, the right combination of pristine condition, rare mint error, or exceptional proof quality can elevate it to remarkable status. The excitement comes from careful examination, studying the shine of the surfaces, the sharpness of the strike, and the subtle details that separate an ordinary coin from an extraordinary one. Now comes the part that captures everyone's attention. Although the vast majority of 1986 Washington quarters are worth only 25 cents in circulation, a rare high-grade specimen or extraordinary error coin has reached auction values as high as $125,000. $125,000 for a single quarter. That astonishing figure reminds us that sometimes the smallest pieces of everyday change can hold life-changing possibilities. So take a closer look at your coin jar, examine your quarters carefully, and remember, history and hidden value might already be resting in the palm of your hand.